Yes, I was somewhere else. But I'm back now. I think I'm almost 100% recovered from Lake Havasu and the show, but I'm happy to be back. So we're gonna scrunch two shows into one because I'm trying to catch up with the Geo and Meatbag show, so I want to have as many episodes and pass them. So we're gonna do two episodes today. Oh, but first, before we get into all the goodness, shout out to our sponsored podcasts. Be sure to check them out, share them, tell your friends. Naughty by Natty, Dungeon Bros, all about Dungeons and Dragons by Rhodey. The Rundown with Silva. And speaking of Tyler Silva, happy birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday, dude.
Next, of course, check out the Geo and Meatbag show. I was a guest on the last episode. Next, be sure to check out the Guy Cast, hosted by Guyver.
New episode out today. Exporting as we speak.
And a new Squared Up. And the hosted by Geo, but the guest is me and Meatbag. It's a special Billy Russell tribute episode. And so be sure to check that out. It's a long episode, but it's filled with all sorts of goodness, some cool songs and stories. And finally, for all you Twitch people out there, go check out Meatbag AZ. That's Meatbag's Twitch channel, so you can catch up with him. So now that that's out of the way, since I didn't get to see you last Sunday, Guyver, happy Father's Day.
Oh yeah, man, thank you so much.
Of course.
Dude, it feels so long. Like having the podcast on Sundays is like a good time. It's like a timestamp. Like, oh cool, it's been a week. Boom, podcast. But when we didn't do it Sunday and it was Father's Day and I had my son and I just started a new job, I feel like it's been a year, dude. It feels so long, but glad to be back. Appreciate it. I'm stoked to have you back and you survived. I don't know what I'd do if they lost you out there. Or...
Oh, I know.
So I've only heard, not even rumors, but like everyone's like, oh, it was crazy, but no one went into too much details.
Right.
When FOL was here, they were just like, hey, like it was nuts, man. There was punches, there was tits, like.
Yeah, Chris from FOL is in the band TV Tragedy, and TV Tragedy did a great job both last weekend and this weekend. That was Chris's first real show with them.
Oh, really? On the release tour?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so everybody did so good. Everybody's really digging that new TV Tragedy album. So if you're a fan of good old fashioned hardcore punk rock, definitely check it out. And the band's doing really well, and they're really cool guys. So it's been fun to be able to hang out with them and things like that.
So when you guys went to Havasu, did you guys open for them, or how was like the lineup set up?
Well, great question. So there's supposed to be 4 bands. There's supposed to be a Prescott band, and then there's a Lake Havasu band called Left, Right, Left, and then Squared, of course, and then TV Tragedy. And one of the bands dropped off, and so technically Squared opened the show.
Oh, okay.
And like, for me, I was expecting like to kind of like, all right, have a first band play, and then I could eat, kind of chill, and then then we get ready to play.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way there, and I'm only like a few minutes away from the place. And Gio calls me. He's like, "Oh, where are you at?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I'm on my way there. I'll be there in a few minutes." He's like, "Oh, cool. One of the bands dropped off, so we're gonna play first."
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
god.
"Oh shit. Well, what time?" "I don't know. Like whenever you get here." I'm like, "Oh fuck," you know. So now I'm like, "Oh, nervous," you
Yeah.
know. And then it's like, "Well, fuck, dude. Now I don't want to eat."
Yeah.
And it's like I just want to like play.
Yeah,
You know.
now they're waiting on you when it's like, "Hey, man, I'm on time."
Right.
That's the
And
worst,
so
dude.
and so we get we get there, we load up, and like the sound guy, lighting guy, like they had just fucking got there, so they're still plugging in microphones and getting everything tested. And they couldn't find a microphone, so I didn't even
What?
get a microphone.
Oh my
And
god.
and so then we finally like do our sound check. We're like, all right, fuck yeah, dude, we're ready to go. All right, you guys will play at 10:30. And so we're like, well,
What?
fuck, dude. I guess I could have ate something, but it was good. They wanted to wait until people were done eating, and apparently there was some kids still there.
Okay.
It was a family restaurant. And
Yeah.
so Gio gets up there. How the fuck is everybody?
Oh my
And they're
god.
like, there's still kids here. So we're like, all right, well,
Enjoy your chicken tenders.
yeah, our first song is called "Fuck My Life."
Oh my god.
Yeah, enjoy your pizza. Um, but but it was great. So, should we just start with Lake Havasu?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a somewhat interesting week. I started the new job.
Yeah. So tell me about it.
So I'm an assistant manager now, which is pretty cool. I haven't been a manager in a long time, but I've done it before, and that's kind of why I got the job. It wasn't from like my most recent experience.
Sure.
It's just like, hey, dude, you handled money before. You ever had people yell at you? Cool. Here's a schedule.
Yeah.
So I started the job, which kind of came out of nowhere. I really didn't know how I was gonna feel about it. I didn't apply for the job. They reached out to me
Oh,
because
nice.
of Indeed, and I'm like, you know what, dude? Like the jobs I thought I'd hear back from, I haven't, and there's no one else is knocking on my door, you know.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll come for an interview. I
Yeah.
did so good on the interview, they just sent me straight to a second interview, and I was like working within like 5 days. But it's been really chill. The 90% of the job is just people paying off stuff they already have,
Sure.
or just straight up buying stuff. Then there's the 10% where they're just haggling. I don't even
Yeah.
think they're doing it because they want to pay less. I think they just like
Of
doing it.
course.
Like they
Oh yeah.
just it's a game kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll play the game, dude. Like say why you think that should be lower and I'll tell you why it shouldn't be. But no one's gotten confrontational yet. Some people have gotten like when I say loud, not like, are you serious? But like, you really
Yeah.
gonna be like
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's very minimal compared to like when what I used to do is answering phones for Uber Eats and shit, and they just come heated like,
Yeah.
all right, listen, you piece of shit, my fucking food. I'm like, oh my sir,
Yeah.
can I have your
Yeah.
phone number? Like, I want to pull up your account first, man. Jesus, buy me dinner first. So it's been really cool. I'm just my biggest thing is getting used to staying on my feet for fucking eight
Oh
hours.
sure.
I'm not used to it. So I be leaning sometimes, but they're digging me. I'm liking them. I really want to see what my like real checks are gonna be because I get paid like commission on top
Oh.
of hourly.
Okay.
So I get a lower hourly, but I'm at the end of the month I make more money.
Yeah.
So I haven't been there long enough to see what the real kind of check scale is gonna be. But either way, just what I'm making hourly pays my bills. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
like until I find something better. But even right now, I'm like, if I make enough money, this is fucking cool.
Oh hell
I'm
yeah, dude.
chilling. Like it's not complicated. There's steps and procedures, but that's just because of like state laws and like I can't sell guns yet for
Right.
3 months, but like I've upselled someone a gun and got them to
Okay.
buy it, you know? So like I can't
Cool.
do the transactions, but I'm learning about guns and the equipment that we have in and so it's really cool. I'm digging it hardcore, but it's only been like a week and a half, 2 weeks, but
Cool.
digging it for sure. But yeah, that's all I've been really doing, like going straight from work to home because I've had my son.
Yeah.
So I haven't even been able to do much outside of that, um, even like computer wise, because my programs that I needed, they timed out because I pay monthly,
Okay.
and so I'm in between. So I
Yeah.
just got my Premiere back and stuff, and then we had AC issues here at the studio, so I wasn't coming here to do anything. So I was just kind of just
Yeah.
chilling,
Of course.
just being a dad, and starting the new job, which is good because honestly, like I've been pretty tired after work from just my feet standing,
Sure.
and I'm just stoked now that like I'm comfortable with the job, so that next week like we got the studio up and running. I know I'm getting paid next week. We've got fucking Black Widow coming out. Like everything's like picking back up again, and
Yeah.
I'm super stoked. So yeah, it's low week, but definitely like productive in
Oh yeah.
the right steps. So and then I had a show this past
I
weekend,
know.
and then we catch yours. So let's go Havasu, and
Yeah.
then we'll talk about
This
the Yucca show.
this past weekend. Yeah.
So you guys didn't perform at Yucca in Havasu? I thought for some reason I thought that you guys were going to the Yucca tap room in Havasu.
No, there's only one Yucca tap room.
Oh, okay.
In Tempe, and then there's a Yucca North or whatever in Flagstaff.
Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got confused. All right, so where'd you guys perform in Havasu?
We played at this place called Romano's, and it's a restaurant, and they do shows, and this was a somewhat new for shows, and so I don't think the TV Tragedy guys had played there yet, so we weren't sure what to expect.
Yeah.
I looked at their Facebook, and they do like a lot of like tribute bands, AC/DC type stuff, and so I'm like, all right, cool, but they actually had a pretty big stage. They had lights, they had a separate sound guy and lighting guy who were like both cool dudes. I think they came from like California just for the show.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Nice.
And yeah, and they really loved us. And so like once we got there, we're like, okay, yeah, this is like legit shit. We're not just playing like on the floor, like
yeah, well, people are
behind a table. Yeah, while people are eating pizza and stuff. And
but it was a pizza shop?
Yeah.
Okay, so like a pizzeria.
Pizzeria, yeah, and I just ate some breadsticks, but the breadsticks were good. I mean, my wife got a salad, and that was pretty good. But now, as far as the actual bartenders, were worthless.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's like 3 of them, and it still took forever to get a beer. There was like one like fake security guard. He was like an undercover guy that, I mean, like I could have kicked his ass, and I'm a pussy, And he was like really creepy, like giving Veronica like creepy vibes and stuff. And so we're like, what the fuck, whatever,
Yeah.
And
some fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah. And so finally, they kind of waited a little bit. People left. More people showed up. Great fucking turnout. Place was packed. When we were playing, great energy. People were up front, moshing around, singing along, and so it was great. It felt great to be up there. I feel like as a band, I think we played a great show. Everybody was tight. I mean, really, it's Gio and Tyler and Riley. I'm just kind of there, but they all fucking are solid as fuck, dude. I've seen Squared live 100 times probably, and this version of it is fucking killing it, dude. And when Meatbag left the band, it was like, oh fuck, dude, how do you feel those shoes?
Yeah.
And just got a great fucking drummer that beats the shit out of the drums.
Yeah.
And just gives it another dynamic. And so people were really fucking into it. I'm not gonna say it, but people have told me that we were the best band of the night. I'm not gonna disagree. But
it wasn't from my word. It wasn't from my mouth.
Yeah, but it was cool. And so then after us was the local left, right, left, and they're a little more like kind of screamy, hardcore, but they're good. And then after they play, like fucking TV Tragedy had to set up, and I don't know if they're having technical difficulties or they were just taking their sweet time because it was their show and they're the headliner, but they finally fucking played, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, did everybody leave?
Yeah.
But people came in from the corners or the whatever from outside, and fucking place was packed. Definitely they brought a lot of energy, you know. So the first half I was kind of up there. I like took some pictures, and then the mosh pit kind of started getting a little crazy, and so I'm like, all right, we'll go back here to the merch booth. And there's this fucking girl with she had glasses on, she's kind of short, and her big old floppy titties were flopping all over the place, and I'm like, these things are gonna come out at some point. Either like someone's gonna pull her shirt down, or they're just gonna pop out from her jumping around, and it's gonna cause a problem. I can already see, like I could
predict in the future.
Yeah, I could foresee the future, and so I'm like, I'm gonna be back here. And so like, took me 20 minutes to get another beer, but I finally got one, and I'm just chilling.
20 minutes for a beer. Jesus Christ, dude. The 3 bartenders. They can't.
All worthless. All like, huh? What? Oh, I gotta change the tap and stuff. I'm like, just give me whatever the fuck you want. You know?
Man.
Like,
isn't there give me one of those cans, dude.
Yeah. But and so next thing you know, like I'm watching the band, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see a little scuffle. And I've been to many shows in my life, and anytime there's like maybe someone gets pushed down in the pit or something, it's like get up and you maybe exchange some words, but then people break it up and it kind of dissolves. So I see something and I'm like, you know, whatever, it's boys being boys, whatever. And then like it's like it almost happened in like slow motion. Like one dude's like, oh, come at me, bro, and the next guy just fucking socked him in the face. And like it was like so loud, like you could hear it like over the music, like someone getting punched in the face.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, holy shit, dude, that was fucking awesome. And I look at Gio because he's recording the thing. I'm like, did you fucking see that? He's like, yeah, I saw that. And so then they kind of like go outside, and then you think like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
But no, they're fighting outside.
And were these members of the other band, or just like
it turns out that yes, it was a member from Left, Right, Left.
I wonder if that's a video game reference.
I don't know, but he got arrested.
Oh shit.
So the cops come, and then this fucking dumb bitch that probably started the whole thing, she's back in. And like, is there nobody that fucking kick her ass out and shit?
So it started over her?
I don't know for sure, but I can almost guarantee it. Okay. That she had something to do with it.
Yeah.
And so then there's fucking dude like bleeding, staying at the bar, probably trying to pay his tab or something. And then, like I said, the cops show up, and then it's like maybe other fights were going off too, but it just seemed like a lot of shit going on. And the funniest thing was this stupid chick bartender comes running up to the sound, like, shut it down. And then he's like looking at her like, how the fuck you guys gonna make them fucking stop?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Mute their microphone?
Yeah.
You know, and so
she comes up to you guys.
Well, the sound guy. I was by the sound guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought she ran up to the band and was like, stop playing.
I'm sure she tried, and they probably like told her to
fuck you. I didn't get fucking playing louder.
Yeah.
So there's a literal fight happening outside. The cops are there, and TV Tragedy still playing.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking awesome, man.
So they were kind of almost done anyway.
Yeah, but they're not gonna stop their last song.
No, fuck no, dude.
For a fucking fight. Like, yeah, this is good. This is good fucking press for us, dude. Okay, so
yeah, so it was badass. So then show's over, and then I'm like, all right, like I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. And so Joey from TV Tragedy apparently decided that he's gonna grow his own mushrooms. And so he got a little kit and grew mushrooms.
Okay.
And so hey, does anybody want some? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want some.
Yeah.
And so I got some from him, and he's like, what's your tolerance level and stuff? I'm like, I don't know, like, just give me some, I
guess. Just give me
and so he's like, well, I don't know, like, tell me how they are and shit, because I'm nervous, I guess. So I'm like, all right. So we go back to our room. We decided to get a hotel room, and then everybody else got an Airbnb. The reason I got a hotel room is because my wife came with me, and then I brought Colby with me too. And so the hotel room is a whole different story. We get there and it's fucking. We went there on like the hottest day of the year in Lake Havasu, so it was hotter there than in Phoenix.
Oh wow!
And so this little AC in the room is like working its ass off to like try to keep the room cool, and it was not working.
Oh my god!
Our refrigerator didn't work, our TV didn't work, and we're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Jesus!
And so we're like, "Well, fuck!" Like, she's like, "Should we ask him for another room?" And I'm like, "I don't know if they're gonna have another room for my damn dog." And so we told them. They came up. They've not fiddled with the knobs on the AC. That started working, so that was fine. Well, Tanya fixed the fridge, and then I brought my Fire Stick so we could watch TV. But anyway, so get back to the room so I could let Colby out, and it was literally like 5 minutes away from the place. Yeah. So let him out, kind of walked around a little bit, and then went back in, and we're like, all right, let's fucking eat these. And then we split like 1.5 grams. And so
a 1.5 grams between the two of you?
Between the two of us. So less than 1 gram.
Yeah.
That I just ate.
Pretty low.
And so I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm eating it.
Did you guys just eat it plain? Or did you guys put it on something?
I ate it with popcorn. She ate it with nothing. She just ate it.
Yeah.
And so
with popcorn? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, it was good actually.
Oh damn, with the butter and shit.
It was like caramel corn.
Oh,
I should say.
Yeah. Okay, that's even better.
So it was sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
So I ate it, and usually in the past, I haven't taken a lot of shrooms, but usually it takes anywhere from like 30 minutes to like an hour to like fucking kick in. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll eat these. We'll go chill for a little bit. Maybe do a podcast or something, and then fucking come back. And so from the time it took to go from our hotel to their Airbnb, which is like maybe 5-10 minutes, I'm already like feeling this. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking crazy, man. Jamming out to music and stuff. And like, we get there and everybody's like tired, exhausted, you know?
Yeah.
Tyler's sleeping on the couch. Riley's sleeping on the chair. And then like Gio and Veronica were kind of like wanting to go to bed. Veronica had to work the next day and shit. And so I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking lame. And their place was hot too.
Oh, really? Their Airbnb was all hot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But so I'm like, oh, I'll go and hang out outside with Gio. And it was hot. And so I'm like, man, I don't really want to be here. And so I went back in, and then I asked like Tanya, I'm like, hey, how do you feel? And she was just talking to fucking people. She's like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, well, I don't know why, but I'm fucked up, and we need to get the fuck out of here. And like Joey's just like sitting there like playing acoustic and shit, and I'm like, I don't want to be around any of this.
Yeah.
And so we fucking left, and I'm like trying to like drive. Like luckily it's like just one road, and I still fucking got lost.
Are you serious?
And she's like, you want me to drive? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck I am right now. Like apparently all I did is have to go on one road and then make one turn, and I still fucking passed it.
Oh my god.
So anyway, we get back to the room, and I'm like, oh, let's fucking put a movie on and shit. And so it was cool. It was a good trip. If she ate more, and then she finally like started feeling something. I'm like, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Fucking we'll do whatever the fuck you want. But so then next day, like, you know, we wanted to go to the lake. We wanted to see the London Bridge and everything. So like, get up. We're kind of like hanging out. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, neither one of us got like any sleep, but she's like, oh yeah, you want to go to the beach and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I start like packing up all the stuff. She's like, aren't we coming back? I'm like, no, we got to check out at 11. And she's like, oh, I thought we were staying another day. I'm like, I mean, do you want to?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't know if I want to stay in this hotel another day, but she's like, I wasn't planning on coming back until Monday and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm like, we can't, whatever you want to do. But like I had like sessions and stuff. Like I was planning on coming back. I was planning on doing the fucking podcast still.
Yeah.
And so then she's like, well, let's just go to Vegas. And I'm like, okay. And so.
How far is Vegas from Havasu?
An hour and a half.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, damn. So you
yeah,
guys drove like 4 hours then, huh?
Yeah.
To get up there?
Yeah. So
that was closer.
Lake Havasu it took us about 3.5 hours to get there. And then it kind of reminded me of like Prescott. Because like as soon as you get in there, then the fucking speed limits are all like 30 miles an hour. But I mean, it was cool. And so, yeah, Vegas was like just a little
hop, hour and a half jump. Shit.
Yeah, maybe 2 hours. And so we went to the lake, we went to the beach, went to the bridge. It was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And like the ground was already so hot. I didn't want Colby to burn his feet, so I'm like carrying him like a little baby and shit. And we're tired and whatever. And so we're like, yeah, let's just go. And so we drove to Vegas, and we stayed at the Luxor,
Ooh.
Which is a nice place. But the way it's structured is like the parking garage is like way over here, and the fucking hotel is like over here.
Damn.
And so it was like a journey.
Did you guys tram or you walked it?
Dude, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I dropped her off to check in, and she's like, all right, the parking garage is over here. So we park. And I'm like, all right, cool. We'll go check out the room, and then I'll come back and get the rest of our stuff. So all I brought was like Colby to the room.
Yeah.
And so like we go through the parking garage, and then we go through this tunnel where the pool is. Then we gotta walk through the whole fucking hotel, get on the elevator, go up to the 11 stories, and then walk to our room. And so I'm like, God damn, this is like a whole excursion just to get to our room.
Yeah, with no bags.
And so I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna go back. And like I just piled as much shit on me as I could. Like, cause I'm not making another trip.
Yeah.
And so like she brought a bunch of shit up for us, and we had food, snacks, and drinks. So I'm just carrying everything. Like I brought a kennel for Colby, but I'm like, I'm not fucking taking this to the room. If he fucking pisses and shits, then so what?
Yeah.
But he didn't. He was good. He was a good boy. But so bring all this shit there. So I'm like, all right, I need to fucking rest for a minute. So we just watched like the Kardashians,
like just on TV
special. Yeah, that was like whatever's on TV. That's what we watched. And then she's like trying to find shit for us to do. And I mean, we thought about like going. They got a new Ferris wheel in Vegas. We're gonna check that out, but we didn't. But we ended up going to Area 15, which at first I'm like, what? Where the fuck are you taking me? Like, where are you making me go? She's like, oh no, it's supposed to be like really fucking cool. It's got this weird fucking supermarket store, and
oh shit, I know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, whatever,
yeah,
you know. So then she's like, oh, we'll fucking eat the rest of those shrooms, because we still had shrooms left.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So you got to make an appointment.
Did you leave Colby at the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So left him there. He was fine. So we go to Area 15, And we're like nervous because we're like gonna miss our appointment, but it doesn't fucking matter. Dude, the place was fucking packed.
Really?
That's the only bad thing. Is like I wish there weren't as many people so I could really fucking trip out and check all this stuff out, because you just walk around and there's no structure to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you go in and it's the Omega Mart, and it's like all these like fake products that you can actually really buy, but just like weird fucking shit, and everything looks weird and everything like makes noises and stuff. And like they give you this little like card that you can like go and do these like little activities, and you can check in. Like there's a whole story to it if you want to nerd out and follow the story, or you can just walk around and do weird shit. But you go through the supermarket, and then you like walk in. They've got like a secret passage through the freezer, or secret passage through different produce sections or whatever. And then you get into the whole part where it's like it's all a visual immersive experience. And so it's lights and there's slides. It's made for people that are on acid or rolling or on mushrooms. It's made for that.
Yeah.
It's like wink wink.
Yeah.
Come and check out all this shit, but it's like a bunch of fucking Burning Man people like decide like, let's just make this weird fucking place. And it's like every room is just different stuff. So they had like black lights, of course, everywhere, and like one room had like this weird strobe light that like took your picture every few seconds, and then there's different stuff to look at, different things like made noise, just crazy stuff. They had this one room that had like all the tool visuals and stuff, so you can kind of like geek out on that, different mirror stuff. And like you just walk around, and she's like, I guess you it takes like 3 hours to walk around the whole thing. I'm like, 3 fucking hours?
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like that at all. So we're just walking around like trying to figure out like, what the fuck is the purpose of all this?
Yeah.
And so she's like watching the videos and stuff, and I'm just kind of like geeking out, hanging out and shit. But it was cool. And then you get outside the Omega Mart, and that's the Area 15, and they had little shops, and then they've got a zip line type thing. There's this place where you can throw axes. There's an axe throwing place. There's a bar in there. There's a restaurant in there.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, this place is fucking like perfect for me because it's all space shit.
Yeah.
And
so it's all like space themed too, like the restaurant and shit. Yeah.
And so you walk in, there's this like giant fucking skull thing, and it's just all sorts of just weird art. And so I think we're getting kind of like tired of walking around, so we didn't check out everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we got an ice cream cone and kind of like hung out, and she's like, yeah, I think I'm kind of like ready. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So went back to the room, because we were there for at least 3 hours. So.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a long time to be walking.
So we got our money's worth, So we went back to the room, and then I'm like, fuck, now I gotta let this little asshole out, go through the whole goddamn thing, let him out and shit. And so this was Sunday night, and I wish I would have bet on the Phoenix Suns, but I didn't want to jinx us. But the fucking Suns played, they won. That was fucking killer, dude.
You watched it there?
They had it on.
Oh, okay.
But it was over by the time we got done.
Oh, okay. But you're like,
yeah,
fuck yeah.
So so then she's like, all right, let's rest, and then we'll fucking, because we brought the shrooms with us to Area 15.
But you didn't take them?
But I didn't take them because there's like so many fucking people there.
Oh, I thought you were tripping the whole time. I was like, damn, dude, how did you do that?
I didn't need to be.
Because it's already trippy.
It's already trippy, and I was still, I don't know, fucking, like hungover from the night before almost.
Yeah.
But we thought about it, but we're like, fuck, I don't even think we need to, and I don't want to be like fucking stumbling around and shit? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should have, but who knows? But anyway, so we're like, oh, we'll take more shrooms and then we'll go to the strip. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. And so by the time I got back from fucking taking Colby out, she was already like passed out. She was like sleep, like sitting up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, fuck that then. So then I like laid down and I crashed out too. Like we crashed out with the lights on, our clothes on, and everything. And so we got up in the morning. I fucking took Colby like on like a real walk. We walked around the strip, and you can just see like there's glasses and fucking shit everywhere. Like you can see all the
from the
all
remnants
the after
of
effects of people partying all night and stuff. So it's interesting to see Vegas at 6-7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So where was it popping? Like, was it full on Vegas again when you guys showed up?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure, and even like getting into like Havasu, like I walked in the hotel and like I forgot to put my mask on. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, is this guy gonna say something? He didn't say anything. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Get to the restaurant and I'm like, should I fucking put my mask on? They didn't say anything. So then we get to Vegas and like there was like not a mask in sight. It was like the workers had masks on and stuff, but dude, it was like Vegas. Like everything was open. Fucking traffic is insane. Like as soon as I get there, I'm just like, oh God, I just want to teleport into the fucking hotel, dude. I'm like,
yeah, you're so like, close.
All these weird roads and fucking just traffic everywhere. That like usually when I go to Vegas, like I'd always go with my brother, and he was perfect at like mapping shit out, and like he knew what hotels had the tram that you could ride on, and like what places were good for what and stuff. And so we would like park at the hotel, and then we would either take the tram or take like a taxi to wherever we needed to go. So
yeah.
So I got so spoiled without having to fucking drive in Vegas that I'm like, God, I hate driving on the strip.
The strip is the fucking worst.
Yeah.
As soon as you see that in and out, you're like, we're fucked. We are fucked right now because like you're going this way, or everyone's trying to get in to go this way.
Like walking sucks, but I'd much rather like walk than try to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But what was cool, and so after we left Area 15, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go like this back way and see if I can get in. And so right on the freeway, I'm driving, and I'm like, holy shit, here's the fucking Raiders stadium. And so it was cool to go past that.
Oh, their new stadium.
The new stadium. It's right by the fucking strip, dude.
I forgot. That makes sense, dude. People, they just funnel them out the stadium right into the...
So I meant to like take a picture to send to Tyler, hey dude, I'm at your fucking stadium or whatever, but I didn't. Because I was driving. But anyway, so the next day, like we kind of like hung out a little bit, and I'm like, oh, should we go downstairs? Maybe put some money in the slot. Maybe it's our lucky day.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, that's cool. So we got some Starbucks, threw some money in the slot, and we fucking lost.
Yeah.
Instantly. I'm like, well, let's try a different one. Oh, let's play this. And then I wanted to play this Ghostbusters one because it was all fucking 4D.
Yeah. Oh, 4D? Oh, like with spraying shit?
Yeah. So I lost that too. But so I'm like, God damn it. So instantly I'm like, fuck, dude. Just lost money that I could have spent on something else.
Yeah.
But so at this point, it was great, but I'm like, I'm ready to fucking get back. I had like sessions that night and shit. And so I'm like, all right, let's go. And I was starting to get like a little like grumpy and shit. And she's like, oh, you want to fucking eat? And I'm like, no, let's just go. And so then we drove from Vegas back to Phoenix. I didn't even stop. I got gas, got her some fucking food so she'd be quiet. And then we just drove. And she slept the whole fucking time. Didn't even like try to talk to me or anything.
Yeah.
Just slept the whole time. So I just listened to my music. And then this little turd sat on my lap the whole time.
Jesus.
So
dude.
for 4.5 hours, I had this booger on my lap while I'm driving. And so like by the time we got back, dropped her off, and then I'm just like, all right, cool. Let him like run around. And then like, yeah, dropped her off. And she's like, all right, I had fun, bye. And then I fucking left. And so got back here. I felt good, but just tired, just exhausted.
Yeah, it's a long weekend.
But yeah, a long drive and everything. Not a lot of sleep and everything, but it was cool. Had simple malfunction Monday and Tuesday, FOL on Wednesday. Thursday I did something, and then Friday fucking kick-ass show at Yucca. So I like I said, like I was joking, but I'm still recovering from fucking Lake Havasu.
Well, dude, like the shrooms, the heat, and the drives. I can imagine, dude. That's crazy.